I just got off of the phone with my Democratic Congresswoman, not leaving a voicemail with her assistant, actually her. Hi everyone, I'm Shawna Presley Vercher, the political fixer, and until this phone call, I was having trouble putting into words why I am so upset with Democrats in office right now, particularly in Congress, when I do understand that it's the Republicans in office perpetrating all of these systemic abuses, the cuts, allowing, Musk to just go into our systems. I understand that. And yet I'm still very upset with Democrats. And now, after this call with my Congresswoman, I can tell you why. Yes, thank you for having us on, thank you for actually calling me back. All of the things, fine. There's no time for formalities and pleasantries, so let's just dive in. Okay, starting at the bottom of my list, number 3. We are not seeing our Congress people out in the real world educating people about what's happening and why it's bad. We're expecting them to know, or worse, what I'm seeing is they're kind of taking the temperature. Like, how do we feel? Is it okay that we have someone unelected with his goons breaking into the Treasury? Oh, you say it's not okay, then we're going to go ahead and care about that because you gave us kind of permission to do that. It feels very lukewarm, and I don't see them leading in this issue of educating people as to why. Worse, patronizing them when they don't instantly agree with you. Let me give you a quick example. So this was a telephone, conference call that I was invited to because I called so many times to complain, and I've been posting about it nonstop. But anyway, this guy gets on and he says, listen, why wouldn't we have Musk in the computer system? He's one of the smartest guys in the world, and the government's not doing anything to fix it. So why can't he fix it? He's super smart. Now, forget for a second what you think of Musk. Forget if you think that's true. If you're talking to someone who cares about this country and wants it to get better, we can't argue with the fact that the government has let us down time and time again, that they move slow as molasses and most of the time move backwards. So what was her answer? It was to say, well, that's not how democracy works. Now, she couched it in a little flowery 3-minute speech, which honestly made it worse. But it wasn't to explain to this guy about checks and balances, about what could go wrong and how it could impact him. It was to talk down to him when he asked, honestly, a fair question. We've got to stop doing that. We have got to talk to people who have concerns and explain how what's happening impacts them. Not, oh, you don't agree with me right away, you don't see the problem right away. Well, then let me tell you in flowery language how that's just not how we do it in America. If we're looking to bring people in and actually use this as an opportunity to grow our base, that ain't it. Number 2 thing that I realize is really upsetting me right now with our Democratic leadership. They are moving so dang slow, and we're just getting lapped. So one of the things they're talking about is a bunch of lawsuits that have been filed by attorneys general and different organizations and nonprofits, and that's great. Meanwhile, while you're battling at that speed in a court system that he does not respect, he's just taking things and accessing data and cutting programs, and we're hearing about all of the devastation and impact. So they're talking about filing bills that make it illegal for people to access our tax data if they're not through security clearance. That's already illegal. I can't go in and get your tax data legally. So it just really feels like we are moving at an antiquated pace, and they're just playing this game that doesn't exist anymore. As my grandfather would say, there's no hitch in their giddy up. And it's really hard to watch the team that you're supposed to be rooting for just show up and not have any new plays in the playbook. I don't understand what's happening here, but I was not encouraged by anything new or fresh that I heard. And again, thank you for having the call and reaching out and all that kind of stuff. Was kind of hoping for an actual new plan, to be honest. The thing that made me want to throw my phone was when she said that they might be organizing some protests or something similar for us to be able to show how upset we are. I'm sorry, what? You went to the departments, the Environmental Protection Agency, the Treasury. You all did not get arrested. No. You backed off of private security that was standing at the door. They told you you can't stay. You made some speeches and you went home, but you're going to organize protests? I'm in the South. Okay, what do you think is going to happen to people in my area if they protest? They're going to get arrested or worse. I'm in Florida. You can legally run us over if you disagree with us. And if you don't believe me, Google that. I'm literally serious here. So this idea that you're going to use us as cannon fodder to encourage you to do what that you're not doing now, what is our protest going to do exactly? Listen, I am all for free speech. I am all for standing up even when it's difficult. But if you are someone in power with privilege and access and resources and means, and you are not willing to do anything to put yourself in harm's way, what are you even talking about? Saying you're going to organize protests to put us in harm's way. Protests for why? You know how we feel. More than that, even if you didn't, you took an oath of office, you know what's right and what needs to be done, even if it was unpopular. Stop waiting for us to give you permission and to be your human shield until you actually do something that matters. Do I have every answer? No. Do I think this is Democrats' fault? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the people in office have more power and they have more protection than all of us. And they are supposed to be a unifying force to bring people to the table. And if they can't do that, I understand they're not magicians. I understand they're not the ruling party or whatever. Guess what? I remember the Obama era. I remember Mitch McConnell, and they did a really good job of obstructing even when they were not the party in power. I want to see more get in the fight, lead us to where you want to go. Do not stand back and politely clap while we do all of the heavy lifting for you. I don't know what the answer is. I'm going to continue to try to find it. I'm willing to help Democrats with their god-awful messaging that are in power, that are so scared to just be real for 5 minutes. But oh, good Lord. This is why I guess we're over here at Political Fixer working night and day to build tools and resources for us to organize ourselves because, again, no offense to my congresswoman who I know is trying, but that was terrifying and honestly a little bit insulting. Okay, until next time, I try to come in here positive. I really, really do. But maybe my positive takeaway for everyone is instead of just calling our congresspeople and saying do something, maybe let's start providing them with some gentle suggestions as to what they can do, because they're in over their heads right now. They don't know. So we're going to have to get organized and maybe lead them. And that's just where we are right now. Appreciate everyone. Be safe, and I'll talk to you all soon.